365. That's how many days ago it was that we set off to the Arctic Circle in Big Norm. Now, we experienced temperatures down to -40, we went snowmobiling, we went dog sledding, we went tobogganing at the most northerly ski resort in Europe, and we had probably the best time on the best trip we've ever experienced. Today is Boxing Day. Now, at 9 PM tonight, we're going to be loading up and we're going to be heading to Scotland for our second winter van life trip, because the first one, well, that was pretty epic, so why not do it again? But this time, I want to go and listen to some bagpipes in a pub. I want to go skiing, because neither of us have ever been skiing, and to be honest, I reckon that could only go well. And obviously, skiing means snow. I want to find some snow. We had a little taster of it on Dartmoor, and I want lots more. So, at 9 PM tonight, we'll pick you up, because we're hoping to straight shot it all the way to Scotland. Now, from where we are, that's saying it's going to be about an 11.5-hour trip. That's no fuel stops, no toilet breaks, no food breaks. We'll see how far we get, because we've been up all day, we've had a busy Christmas. So yeah, who knows, we might only make it to Manchester. But let's join along as we go on our second winter van life trip.
Coming home. Any place we wander to, any season we go through, I'll be fine as long as I'm with you. Heaven knows, running round the world with you. When you smile, I smile too. How I ever made it without you.
12 hours and 42 minutes later, we've arrived in a little village called Pitlochry.
No, don't do that. No accents. You'll offend people.
Pitlochry, I think it's called. And we found, don't know if anyone recognises that little beauty, Jack and Melissa. So you'll have seen those recently, or you've seen Jack on the recent Top Gear series. Now, Jack came up yesterday, got here late in the evening. We finished obviously all our family stuff, and then we've shot up as well. But they've been well rested, whereas we are completely broken. That is Jess. It's been a very, very long drive with fog all the way. But we're in Bonnie, Scotland. I am very happy about it. We've seen some lovely views on the way in, and we realised that we've actually done that A9 road before, way before van life sort of stuff. So yeah, we're going to wait for them to come out. I think Jess is just collapsing slowly into a pile on the seat.
So we've just caught up with Jack and Mel, and I think we're going to get along just fine.
Yeah, because to fill you guys in, I've never met Melissa, and Jess has never met Melissa or Jack. So we just had our first little introductions, which went well, I think. I think we're going to get along just fine.
Yes, so we've grabbed some essentials from the co-op, and now we're going to head up with them towards Glenshee ski resort.
I'd like to go skiing, but after Jack has done some looking around on the Facebook groups, the only runs that are open are the hard runs. I don't know. Pretty sure they've got names.
Difficult.
runs. But yeah, the ones that we're
Not for dummies.
definitely not qualified for. So we're going to head up there, see if we can find like a little slope in the car park or something, and then just chill out for a bit. I think you can camp up the top of it from what Jack was saying.
That'd be good.
So I think we're going to try and do that because we've got food, we've got supplies, and we want to find some snow. So we're going to do it. We're now running on 0 sleep.
We've got about an hour's drive now to Glenshee.
Yeah, we've got an hour's drive to Glenshee.
But yeah, then we're sorted for the day.
On 0 sleep. Jack's just getting rid of his Greg's bag in the bin at the minute. He's getting rid of the evidence. Smug smile going back across the road. But yeah, so we're going to crack on and we'll see you guys when we get to Glenshee. So we've just arrived at Glenshee. Now, I don't know if you can tell in the background, but there's no snow other than some really small bits right up on the top. So I think the plan is we're going to head down into Braemar because it is freezing up the top of here. It's 1 o'clock. Me and Jess are just sort of a little bit dead. So I think we're going to head down there and then find some food, have a look at a castle, and then we're going to go and find a park up that we stayed at a year ago when we brought the van up. So, occupational hazard of driving through the Cairngorms is, well, that. And having to constantly stop to look at an absolutely incredible view. With a nice little river coming through. And it's very off-putting recording when you've got him stood there.
Let me make that view better.
Let me remove myself. Oh, look at that, work it, baby. Oh yeah. Tell you what, I reckon we've got to get Derek out for that.
It's
later.
a bit nicer.
It is a bit nice, isn't it? It was 100% worth. We got the first day in Scotland. We've already seen deer, already seen a Highland coo. We've driven some incredible roads already.
Seen a little bit of snow.
We've seen a little bit of snow, like
And sunshine.
a little bit, and it's sunny in December in Scotland. Couldn't have asked for much more from a first day, to be honest. And after checking the weather, Glencoe after New Year's should be perfect for some snow. If it's right and it happens, that is going to be like a little cherry on top. So, as you can probably tell, it's much later on in the day, and it's now 7:10 at night. I'll be honest, we haven't picked up the camera much, purely because we're both absolutely cream crackered. So today we went to meet Jack and Mel, and then we got some shopping sorted. Then we headed to Glenshee ski resort. Now, we thought that there was probably going to be more snow than there was, and there really wasn't. So I think we're going to hedge our bets, because later on we're hoping to head over to Glencoe. Now, Glencoe on the 2nd and 3rd of January is expecting quite a lot of snowfall. So what we're hoping is that we can go skiing in Glencoe instead, because it's actually a little bit cheaper and is apparently a bit better. So we're going to head over for that, all being well. But once we'd finished there, we headed down to a town called Braemar, which is a very short drive, but an absolutely stunning road that heads down between the two. I definitely recommend if you're in the area for that. After we got to there, we had a bit of a mooch around the shops, didn't we? Just had a bit of a explore to see what was there. It's quite a nice little outdoorsy sort of town, because you've got the ski resort obviously up at the top, so it attracts that type of outdoorsy person. And then afterwards we headed to which is where we are now, the Linn of Dee Valley, or river,
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, somewhere. There's a big river down there, and I'm pretty sure.
Linn of Dee.
Pretty sure it's the Linn of Dee from Braemar. And we're in a car park. We'll show you that in the morning, because when we arrived here it's dark. Now it's a bit like being, a bit dramatic here, but it's a bit like being back in the Arctic dealing with the much shorter days. So by 4 o'clock today it was completely pitch black. And to be honest, I just hadn't even thought about it. I hadn't even considered the fact that it was going to be dark so quickly. But yeah, so we're going to turn in for the night, because again, we are both absolutely just dusted after last night. But we got to enjoy today up here with a bit of sunshine, which, to be honest, is all we could really ask for. So we're going to turn in for the night, and we'll see you guys in the morning.
Good morning everybody from a non-rainy Scotland. This park up last night was absolutely amazing. Today we're going to head back up to Balmoral Castle. This park up is down from the town of Braemar down towards the Linn of Dee, down at the end of this valley. It's absolutely breathtaking and would so recommend it if you're in the area. What I would say is last time we came here we parked at the woodland at the very end of this road. When we turned up there yesterday to camp, there was loads of vans there. So we moved back up the valley to a more quieter spot. And if anybody knows what this plant is called, would be interested to know, but for now I've called it beaver tail bush, because it looks like it's got loads of little beaver tails on it.
So we've been here before, but these guys want to come and walk up to Prince Albert's cairn,
Yeah, that's
which you can see just through the trees. Right up there.
up there.
Take one. But yeah, so they're going to go off and do that. We've done it before, and it's very, very uphill, and they're much fitter than we are. So we're going to leave them to that, and we're going to have a walk around the grounds, I think, and a little mooch while they go sprinting off up a cairn. And then afterwards, I think we're going to go find a green lane, because there's one that we've done before that's just up that hill.
Maybe.
But neither of the girls are convinced. But me and Jack think it's a fantastic idea.
Of course you do.
And I reckon later we need to show you their van as well, because the mentality they've got is very different to what we've got. So everything in theirs needs to serve 2 to 3 functions to be available or to be in the van. Whereas for us, we have a coffee drawer. So
Alex is a bougie princess.
it's very interesting to see the differences, but also, to a degree, I also very much miss something like that, where it is just so small,
practical
to get in and around everywhere. Like that on the motorway compared to this would be so nice.
race fan, isn't it?
But in this you can stand up. So we'll get Jack to do a little bit of a tour later on. But let's go and explore.
So we're just leaving Balmoral Castle now after having a mooch around and a spot of lunch in there, which was really nice. We have been in Balmoral Castle before, when we last came to Scotland, but a top tip is that it was free entry today because it's winter.
The castle was closed, but
Yeah,
it was
the castle
free
was
entry to
closed.
grounds.
But yeah, you can still go in and have a look around. So that was really nice. Last time we were here, we walked up to see Prince Albert's cairn, which Jack and Mel haven't been to before, and they were going to walk up to it, but he's had a little bit of an accident, so he's not feeling his best, is he?
No. He went to, I believe, some sort of works dinner or function or something. They brought out one of the probably illegal powered e-bikes, and Jack ended up sliding along the floor and thinks he may have damaged 2 ribs. So Jack is currently struggling to breathe and walk. So considering getting up the cairn is like the cairn is like that, he's not gonna be able to do it, because even as fit as he is, he'll still be puffing trying to get up there, and just normal breathing is starting to hurt. So
Yeah, instead we are driving 15 miles, I think, east,
yeah,
further into the Cairngorms.
Show me a way out, give me your side of the story. Throw me a rope here, I've drifted way too far. I see it sometimes behind those kind eyes. I see it sometimes behind those kind eyes. Wake me up when this is all over, and take my heart with both of your hands. I've been spending all my days just trying to find a way.
Right, welcome to Corgarff Castle. We don't know a great deal about it, but it's pretty cool looking. It's been set on fire twice in its life, both times by the Jacobites. So
not the people that have the train.
It looks pretty well considering.
For those of you that may not know, if you're heading from Balmoral towards here, there's a scenic snow road that we took, which was absolutely breathtaking in the sun today. It seems to be like no matter how many times we come to Scotland and see these views, every time it just blows our minds. It is so beautiful, and we're feeling super lucky to have the sun at the minute. But we can't actually go inside the castle to show you around because it's not open to visitors, but we can show you around and see what we can see from the outside through these tiny little peep slots.
Hanging around after last orders, we're still so far from home. It's like we're burning into embers, Just a fire burns a cold world. As the days keep rolling on, we're living in hell again. But I still hold you in my heart when these days have been and gone. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. As time goes by, won't keep heading round the circles, never letting go.
So now that we've been to the castle, we are going to try and find a park up, and the park up that we're hoping to find is up the top of there. Now, it's a very steep hill, so you're either going to find us at the bottom of it in the morning, or we'll make it to the top and you'll see the cool park up.
There's been a slight delay in proceedings because a red flashing oil light has come up on the dash.
So we just came over a mountain pass which has a ski lodge on it, which was brutal. Kept it fairly sensibly though, we didn't beat the living crap out of it. Pulled into this village, stopped to talk to Jack and Mel, and as we pulled into the car park, the oil light starts flashing. Now I've got no codes stored, so the next thing to check is actually if we've got oil. There's no oil under it. If it keeps flashing and there's oil and it sounds alright, I don't think I have a way to check oil pressure, is the only thing, but it doesn't sound like it's lost pressure, so I don't really know what it is. Let's check oil and see if we get any pressure when we take the oil cap off, because that'll tell us, because it'll give us crankcase pressure. Okay. So it's got oil, plenty of oil. There's no mixing into the coolant. So I need to Google what it means when that light flashes, and work out how to double check we have oil pressure. I might just ring Tom quickly, because I don't want to go anywhere until I know.
The bright side is we're in the village of Tomintoul. Apologies for my pronunciation. There is a whiskey castle over there, a lovely little whiskey shop, which we might end up emptying if this is an engine issue.
Get on the dash and you'd see no because it'd be rattling its tits off.
It was absolutely fine. Went to drive into the car park because there's a whiskey shop there, and as I came in the light started flashing, so I instantly turned the engine off and got the code reader out, because I figured if it was low oil pressure and thing like that it would log a code. But there's no codes, there's oil in it and it sounds fine, and when I take the oil cap off you can hear a tone change, so I'm guessing it's got pressure.
Be right, drive on.
I love that. Yeah, be right, drive on.
It's the thing they had, it's like a wear counter, so basically it's like a service light. It measures the carbon in the oil, so if you haven't reset it when you serviced it, which I doubt you would have done,
I've never reset it in 2 years.
Yeah, so it's just done it on time and mileage based.
What a stupid thing to fit.
It probably just thinks it's due a service, that's all it is.
Why would it not say service now? Why?
Fit.
Stupid. So the next question is, considering you used to work on him, how the f*** did you reset it?
Yeah, you got to do it through Diag.
Of course you do.
Decent one as well, it'll go right into the dashboard.
So there isn't what, like a flick the light switch, twist your nipple and smack your c*** once and it'll stop it? Beautiful.
No, you've got to physically go in via OBD.
Okay. No problem.
It'll be fine. Like I say, you've changed your oil, so it's not like it isn't in need, it just thinks it is.
Yeah. If that's all it is, even if I hadn't changed that, I wouldn't give a shit. It's just my first thought is if you see the oil light flashing, oil pressure. So I just instantly turned it off. So, we've just pulled into the village of Tomintoul after coming over one of the mountain passes into here from Balmoral. And we pulled into the town, had a chat to each other, which was fine. Pulled around the corner because we saw this beautiful shop called the Whiskey Castle, and the oil light started flashing on the van. So usually in most vehicles a flashing oil light means low oil pressure. However, we didn't get anything on the dash on the LCD screen, and the OBD code reader came back as completely clear, which is a bit interesting. So checked the engine had oil in it, took the oil cap off, and the sound of the engine changed, which means you've got crankcase pressure, which means you've got oil pressure. There's no oil under the engine, so Yeah, rang a friend who used to work for Peugeot, and he explained that it's to do with the carbon levels in the oil, and that it's basically just reset it because it's a service light. Now, only the French could come up with something that is this. Why not put on the dash, instead of just a flashing oil light, in red, may I add as well, amber would have made far more sense because it's service, not something is majorly wrong. Yeah, no mention of anything, literally just a flashing oil light. I do have to say though, the lady in the whiskey castle, these three had gone inside after we'd worked out it wasn't a massive catastrophe because they closed at 4. It's now after 4 and she stayed open. But they were getting ready to work out how to recover us and potentially take us to somewhere to sleep for the night or something like that. The lady is very lovely, and in return we have bought 2 bottles of whiskey, 2 testers, and she gave us a free whiskey pipette. Is that what she called it? So yeah, if you're ever down in insert village name here, the Whiskey Castle, you can go and taste it, and all the, like, there is racks and racks of different whiskies from everywhere in Scotland. Highly recommend it. We didn't catch the lady's name, but thank you so much for being so hospitable and caring. So we're now going to go and find a park up because it's freezing, but my asshole is just slowly letting go of the seat right now.
Merde.
So, as you can tell, it's got a bit late. We are parked up for the night. You have to take my word for it, but there is a lock there. The setup we have though is pretty cool. If I come back here, hello, you can just see we've got the 2 vans. We'll show you in the morning. If people are feeling brave enough, I think we're going to go for a swim in the lake. Sorry,
We might.
sorry, that was intentional as well.
What?
We'll go for a swim in the Loch.
Oh,
I called it a lake and this man gets very angry.
we're in Scotland. It's a loch.
It is a loch.
As I said to you in Wales, authenticity is key.
It is. But we honestly got here and just cooked dinner, and then we've been sat outside chatting shit for 4 hours.
Plenty of whiskey.
Yeah, I think it's 3 or 4 degrees, and we are
It's
now
chilly.
It's
To be fair,
blowing.
tonight
completely
winds.
frozen.
this is going to be cold tonight. Tomorrow, with those 50-mile-an-hour potential winds,
Yeah,
this is not the place to be. So
No.
I'm glad we're here tonight. I'm glad we've got a nice little evening behind us, because I think tomorrow night is going to be one of those hunker down, eating a pub tomorrow for sure.
yeah,
Hunker down, bit of editing, a bit of indoors,
Yeah.
lots of diesel heater, because
Yeah.
we're in for it tomorrow, and then hopefully some snow.
yeah. I think the one thing we also need to do tomorrow is do a van tour.
Yes.
We need to show your van
Yes.
in it, I think. But for the minute, it's absolutely freezing, and Melissa stood here shivering. So we're going to go to bed,
Yeah.
and we'll catch up with you guys in the morning.
Good night.